Trying to look decisive, the government quickly hired Justice Martin, but he quickly fired himself, resigning before he'd started over perceived conflicts of interest.
I have been extremely disappointed with the disingenuous and ill-informed comment that has ensued.
There were questions about his sentences when Chief Justice of the Northern Territory, but crucial, there was debate about his daughter being an advisor to the Territory government when the abuse took place.
I am not prepared to allow the unwarranted intrusion into the life of my daughter to continue.
His resignation, he says, doesn't mean he couldn't be independent or competent, but the perceptions were damaging.
Rightly or wrongly, in this role I would not have the full confidence of sections of the Indigenous community. It undermines the effectiveness of the Commission right from the outset.
In our view, it was not necessary for him to stand aside.
Justice Martin told the government on Saturday they've replaced him with Queensland Justice Margaret White, and bowing to calls for Indigenous representation, Social Justice Commissioner Mick Gooder, who wanted the Territory government sacked and the inquiry widened.
People had all sorts of emotional responses in the clear light of day. I probably wouldn't think that.
Well, the government was initially praised for moving swiftly. Justice Martin's resignation has now raised questions about whether it should have been more cautious. Malcolm Turnbull says setting up the commission quickly was critical.
They didn't properly consult. It's now blown up in their face.
Malcolm Turnbull, meantime, has contradicted Kevin Rudd over their talks about nominating the former PM as UN Secretary-General, saying there were never any assurances that he told him in May Cabinet wouldn't back the nomination. Lane Kelcutt, 9 News.